Hello to all my fellow numismatic coin collectors out there. This is Numismatic King with another numismatic rant live update on the silver price charts and the silver squeeze news, action, and debates online going on. So I'm just gonna pull up an article here. Hold on a second. Just getting set up. Breaking news, silver short squeeze, news, price action, and more. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Just pulling up the charts, and I was reading an article on CNN Business Insider. It's really interesting to note that silver is being talked about on the mainstream media right now, and CNN is doing articles about the silver squeeze. I had to share that with you guys. Okay. Try to share the screen on StreamYards here. So StreamYards is not sharing the screen. That's okay. Experiencing some technical difficulties here. Still trying to play around with StreamYards, figure this one out. Okay, so pushing forward here. Let's pull up the Kitco charts. Wow, it is flatline, guys. It is flatline. If you haven't heard about this short silver squeeze, please, which began on Reddit Wall Street Bets forum, you're probably living under a rock. This is an article from Gary Wagner, Monday, February 1st, 2021. This is when the action started happening. Over the last few days, posts that came from this forum created an army of independent traders collectively working together. More importantly, the Legion of Traders has their sights upon large hedge funds and industrial traders who have been shorting certain stocks. In particular, two major stocks have been in the news, and they are GameStop, ticker symbol GME, and AMC Theaters, ticker symbol AMC. GameStop owns and operates brick and mortar stores throughout the United States that specialize in the sale of video games and related items. Gains this week before today's dramatic sell-off amounted to 200%, according to CNBC. His GameStop stock gained nearly 930% year-to-date before today's sharp sell-off. The short squeeze resulted in shares in GME trading to a high of approximately $340 yesterday. Today, GME shares reached an high above $480 before selling pressure took the price per share down 4.29%, or a drop of $153.91, closing at $193.60. Okay, this strategy began on Reddit's Wall Street Bets forum after information surfaced that the popular financial service company Robinhood had been monetizing its service, which allows traders to buy and sell shares at no cost by selling order information to large institutional players and hedge funds. So that's a little bit of a backstory about what's been going on with this Wall Street bets and the squeeze in the markets. But now back to silver. Market Watch reported that silver futures rallied Thursday to mark their highest finish in 3 weeks, following a post by a Reddit user who suggested executing a short squeeze on silver. Any short squeeze in silver paper shorts would be epic. A post on the popular Wall Street Bets forum said, "Why not silver, SLV to real physical price?" He said, referring to the iShares Silver Trust Exchange Traded Fund. The net result was that today the iShares Silver Trust gained 5.5%, a total of $1.30, taking that ETF to $24.72 today. The fact that individual traders have found an outlet to exchange information and collectively band together in a historical moment, and that's the key right there, guys, historical moment in the way individual traders can lessen the edge that hedge funds and institutional players have had for years. While many individuals have been talking about the fact that both gold and silver prices have been manipulated, it seems that these traders have given them a taste of their own medicine. While it has created incredibly wild swings in GME and AMC, the fact that they have now turned their attention to SLV could have the same effect of squeezing silver prices higher. More importantly, these individual traders acted in unison with the type of capital needed to stand toe-to-toe against the large hedge funds. Truly a historical moment. So this was the moment where Wall Street, I mean, they lost a lot of money after the GME squeeze. But after what happened there, with the silver squeeze, that's when these guys in Wall Street really basically shook in their boots. So another article by Yahoo Finance, let me just pull it up here. Okay, Citadel Silver Holding exposes rifts in Wall Street bets. I mean, here it is. So Citadel, Bloomberg, Ken Griffith, Citadel has once again found itself at the center of Wall Street bets drama, this time over the firm's holdings of silver. The precious metals has become a popular buying target for retail investors keen to inflict losses on hedge funds. After posts on Wall Street's bets claimed the market was ripe for a short squeeze. Yet some members of the Reddit forum have responded with pleas to avoid the trade, saying Citadel stands to benefit as a major holder of the largest silver exchange traded fund. Citadel is the 5th largest owner of SLV. So if you guys didn't know about this company, go look them up, Citadel. Okay, this is very interesting. Okay, and this directly correlates with what's happening right now in SLV. Silver short squeeze is going on right now. Citadel is the 5th largest owner of SLV. One Wall Street Bets user wrote on Sunday, referring to their iShares Trust ticker symbol, "It's imperative we do not squeeze it," said a user on Reddit. Read more: silver spikes past $30 as retail investors swarm biggest target. Citadel Advisors LLC owns about 6 million shares of the iShares Silver Trust as of September 30th, equivalent to a 0.93% stake, data complied by Bloomberg show. While these holdings may well be related to its role as one of the world's largest market makers, the firm also held shares in at least 17 other silver companies and ETFs. This is also really key to note. They also hold shares in at least 17 other silver companies and ETFs. The debate they have caused highlighted that traders in the Wall Street Bets forum are far from a homogenous group. They stun the world by banding together to fuel epic gains in heavily shorted stocks, including GameStop Corp. In the past few days, investors have been watching the metals rally for clues on staying power of this David versus Goliath buying spree. So it's a battle right now. David versus Goliath buying spree. Silver futures on the COMEX jumped as much as 13% on Monday. That pushed prices above $30 an ounce to the highest level since 2013. but the gains are so far tiny relative to GameStop 16-fold surge since mid-January. But wait, there's more. Silver wasn't the only chat room target that also happened to be a Citadel holding, rallying on the short squeeze call. BioCryst Pharmaceuticals Inc. surged 36%, jumping to the highest since October 2015 as Reddit users declared a biowar over the biotech stock. Interesting. So look into that ticker, BioCryst, BIOCRYST Pharmaceuticals. A phone call to Citadel Chicago office outside regular business hours went unanswered. It's unclear whether the firm's holdings of iShares Silver Trust or other silver-related securities have changed since September. Given its market-making role, it is likely they would. Inflows into the iShares Trust surged by a record of $944 million on Friday as trading in the ETF soared. As well as being one of the biggest market makers, Citadel runs one of the largest hedge funds in the world. You guys get that? As well as being one of the biggest market makers, Citadel runs one of the largest hedge funds in the world. The firm drew the IRE of the Wall Street Bets crowd last month after it injected cash into the hedge fund Melvin Capital, which lost about 53% in January after being hit by a short squeeze on shares, including GameStop. So this is all related, guys. This company, Citadel, is one of the biggest hedge funds in the world. And when the GameStop action happened, Citadel got directly affected by that. Anger towards Citadel among Wall Street Bets users only increased after Robinhood Markets imposed curbs on trading GameStop last week. I remember that when Robinhood halted trades on GameStop. I don't know how they were able to do that or what justifications they had. It is a free market, guys, right? Capitalism. I don't know how these companies, these guys have too much power, in my opinion. Okay, these Mark Zuckerbergs and these CEOs of these apps and all these new things online, they got too much power, in my opinion. But that's a different debate. Some allege that Griffin, whose firm helps execute orders from Robinhood customers, might be behind an attempted stab out of the rebellion of individual investors. Citadel and Robinhood both denied any involvement by the billionaire in the decision. Okay, obviously they're going to deny any involvement. But yeah, looks like it's all tied together here, guys. And I'm going to pull up the charts right now. Boom, look at that. US dollar 27.56 current spot price of silver, live silver spot price from Kitco 27.56 is the current spot price of silver. And the chart looks flat, guys. The chart is literally flat. Look at that. Wow. Wow. It is flat, guys. Okay, they're keeping it flat. And this is very scary times because I don't know. Usually when this happens, when it's flatlined like that, it's about to explode. So that's very interesting right now to watch these charts. Wow, it's flat. So it's Monday today. And it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow on Tuesday. So let's pull up another article here by CNN Business. Okay, I was shocked to see this one because usually the mainstream media decides to stay away from, generally speaking, stay away from talking about the metals markets. So they got an article here. Just pull it up. The screen share stuff is not working properly here. Oh, I see. How would you look at that? I think I just figured this out. Or did I? Well, let me share the screen here. Now, I'm not sure why it's not letting me share the screen. Anyways, pressing forward. CNN Business. The silver market is the latest flashpoint in the Reddit mania that took over Wall Street last week. This is an article by Matt Egan, CNN Business, updated Monday, February 1st, 2021. So again, this is when all the action was happening. They showed a video interview of a user on Reddit who's made over $1 million investing in GameStop. However, there's also been other people who've lost a lot of money too on the same Reddit community. But this guy was one of the luckier ones. This is an article by Matt Egan. Silver is surging, but users on Wall Street say they're not behind the rally. And I found this really compelling here. New York CNN Business. The silver market is the largest flashpoint in the Reddit mania that took over Wall Street last week. Silver futures surged as much as 13% to Monday, touching 8-year highs. That follows a 6% rally last week when some posts on the Wall Street group on Reddit called for betting on silver as a way to hurt big banks they believe are artificially suppressing prices. Meanwhile, retail sites warned customers over the weekend they could not meet skyrocketing demand for silver bars and coins. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission said it is monitoring the silver markets and remains vigilant in surveilling these markets for fraud and manipulation. And Silver Squeeze is trending on Twitter right now, guys. However, it is not clear who the Reddit users are, nor whether their market moves match the claims online. In fact, some posts on Wall Street Bets late Sunday and Monday suggested their movement is being co-operated by hedge funds, and there is no coordinated effort in the silver market. So what's going on here, guys? I thought the whole point of the Silver Squeeze was to be or go against the hedge funds. David versus Goliath situation. But here it's saying, in fact, some posts on Wall Street Bets late Sunday and Monday suggested their movement is being co-opted by hedge funds, and there is no coordinated effort in the silver market. The Silver Squeeze is a hedge fund coordinated attack so they can keep fighting the GME fight. One thread was titled, "What the hell?" The post said that buying silver would be a tragic, irreversible decision that not only will most likely not make you any money because the squeeze is fake, it will put you on the sidelines from this righteous and glorious war we are in. Wow. And this is, guys, this is from CNN Business, typical, right? So the post said that buying silver would be a tragic, irreversible decision that not only will most likely not make you any money because the squeeze is fake. Okay, it says right there, it will put you on the sidelines from this righteous and glorious war we are in. And what's that? What's that? So the Wall Street Bets are in bed with the hedge funds? And this is all nonsense? Let's keep reading. Senator Elizabeth Warren raised this concern Sunday as she called for the SEC to investigate. We actually don't know who all the players are in this. Whether there's big money on both sides, Warren told CNN. In more recent trading, silver futures were up about 9%. Shares of precious metals, miner, core mining, CDE rallied more than 20%, while Pan Am Silver, I think that one is Pan American Precious Metal. Pan Am Silver, PAAS, rose 11%. The moves provide another example of the power of a group that has captivated Wall Street and Main Street, Wall Street bets. The Reddit forum sent GameStop, GME, AMC, and other heavily shorted stocks skyrocketing last week. World markets and crushing some hedge funds that had bet against those stocks. Robinhood, the free trading app, came under fire after restricting trades in GameStop and other stocks. Last week, the group appeared to set its sights on silver. Okay, now see, back to silver now. Okay, we're going to press forward on silver. SLV will destroy the biggest banks, not just some little hedge funds, one Wall Street user wrote. Interesting. Another claimed JP Morgan Chase has been suppressing metals for a long time, which is true. We know about this, guys. This isn't new news right here. JP Morgan Chase has been suppressing metals for a long time. This should be epic. Load up. Okay, and that's what I'm going on. And that's why I say buy, is because of that reason right there. Because this is a direct correlation of what's about to happen here. When everybody puts their money in real money and takes it out of the fraudsters' accounts, which are, these big corporations, then the world's going to have a big shift, right? So I'm going to read that again because this is very compelling here. SLV will destroy the biggest banks, not just some little hedge funds, one Wall Street Bets user wrote. Another claimed JP Morgan Chase has been suppressing metals for a long time. This should be epic. Load up. Several noted that JP Morgan JPM paid a record $200 million fine last year to settle charges that it engaged in manipulative trades of futures tied to precious metals, as well as treasuries. I remember that one when JP Morgan they had to pay out $900 million to settle that claim. The Winklevoss twins, the Winklevoss twins, who famously sued Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg and were early backers of Bitcoin, both tweeted support for the push by Wall Street Bets into silver. So we know the Winklevoss twins are also for this. They successfully sued the Mark Zuckerberg and the early backers of Bitcoin, both tweeted support for the push by Wall Street Bets into silver. So go Winklevoss twins. They're behind this team. The silver squeeze is a rage against the machine. Tyler Winklevoss tweeted. Interesting. I like that band, Rage Against the Machine. That's they got a really like killing in the name of. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that right now. But Winklevoss twins are supporting this right now. Okay. So pressing forward. If silver market is proven to be fraudulent, you better believe gold market will be next. Cameron Winklevoss tweeted. Okay, so the other twin is tweeting about gold. You guys hear that? If silver market is proven to be fraudulent, you better believe gold market will be next. Cameron Winklevoss tweeted. Leading retail sites posted warnings over the weekend that they faced heavy demand. Okay, and this is basically the conclusion of today's live stream. And the reason why I keep saying buy, press forward, keep pushing, we're almost there, we're almost at the finish line. This is going to be epic, load the boat. Okay, and this is the conclusion right here. Leading retail sites posted warnings over the weekend that they faced heavy demand, which we saw a lot of on AppMex. We saw that on AppMex and other websites, other dealers online, other bullion dealers online. So I don't know what's going to happen here with the future of silver, but It's interesting to note we saw this happening on sites like AppMax and other big reputable bullion dealers. Uh, they were putting up banners how they couldn't fulfill orders for 8 weeks and everything was sold out. So let's keep reading on here. Due to unprecedented demand on physical silver products, we are unable to accept any additional orders on a large number of products until global markets open Sunday evening. AppMex, which calls itself the world's largest online retailer of precious metals, wrote in a notice atop its website. SD Bullion warned that due to unprecedented silver demand, it would also be unable to accept orders until Sunday evening. Similar notices were posted by Money Metals and other websites. It's not surprising to see the sharp and abrupt uptick in consumer demand overwhelm the physical supply of silver coins held by dealers in the short term. Ryan Fitzmaurice, a commodity strategist at Rabobank, told CNN Business in an email. However, unlikely GameStop and other unloved stocks targeted by Wall Street bets, silver futures have been strong of late. Hedge funds and other institutional investors had been bullish on silver futures, and the precious metal was trading near multi-year highs. It is dramatically different market setup, Fitzmaurice said. I am not sure how well this new Reddit trading strategy will fare in futures markets, and especially the notoriously volatile commodity markets. But the interesting part to note is that these dealers cannot keep up with the demand right now. So it's not necessarily that there's not enough silver in the world. There's not enough available silver in the world for all this demand. Okay, you guys got to keep that in mind. So sure, there's a lot of silver in the mines and unprocessed, but there's not any available stuff in the stores for people to buy right now, and that's going to drive up the prices because we live in a supply and demand kind of world, and that's what drives the prices, in my opinion, because no matter what the spot price is, it's about if you can get it or not. So the price can say something on the screen, on the monitor, but not until if you can get it for that price is it that price. So the market determines how much things are bought and sold for. And if you look right now online, if you call the dealers, even if you call local coin shops like I did last week, you'll soon realize that there's not enough supply to meet all the demand right now. If you guys find any right now, in my opinion, you should buy it at current spot prices. Just the fact that you can get it, you're already ahead of the game. There's a lot of action right here in the markets coming up. Right now, it's stagnant. They're able to successfully suppress it and flatline it. Current spot price of silver is $27.56 USD. Let's check the Canadian price. Canadian dollar, 34.82. And the charts look flat. They're all flat. And it's scary times, guys. Because we don't know what's going to happen on Tuesday. Look at the silver charts right now. They're all flatlined. Whoever's behind this, they're trying to suppress it as much as they can. And it's just a matter of time before the truth comes out and the charts reflect what the real prices of silver are and following gold, as the Winklevoss twins tweeted about. We live in very dark times, and the future does not look bright. And to hedge against that, you got to invest your money in real money, sound money. There's a lot of noise right now in the markets to invest your money in cryptocurrencies and online things and GameStop and AMC theaters. And if that makes you money, okay, and you're for it, then God bless. But we know that it's all a bunch of hot air, basically. If you don't hold it, you don't own it, right? So they're basically pumping these companies, corporations up, investing their money. Yeah, the stock goes up, they make money, the corporation makes money, but they're not investing in real money. Whereas if somebody went out and bought precious metals, they're not supporting the corporations. They're not supporting, the elite of the world. They're putting aside money for themselves. So it goes against everything that the system relies on. And the system is set up for you to work hard, cash in your check, and leave it in the account as a digital number for you to think that you have that much, but really it's just a number, and they're holding on to your money, and they're investing with your money, and they're making money with your money. And if you guys know, like, the interest, if you put your money in the savings account, it's a joke how much interest you get after a year. So they make all kinds, invest all kinds, make all kinds with your money in the bank accounts, but you're left with pennies basically at the end of the year. And how it works is they loan, other than investing and putting it in the markets, they loan out your money to other people with interest, really high interest. And they basically make money using your money. So if everybody took their money and invested it in precious metals, they're taking their money out of the system and putting it away for themselves. And it leaves these guys less money to use, to play around with, to try to generate more money with it. And the whole system becomes in question. So when I was reading these articles, it was interesting to see different viewpoints to this whole shenanigans happening. And I believe you should believe in whatever you believe. If you believe in sound money and you want to put your money where your mouth is, and whoever says they can't afford it, hey, look, guys, it's not that expensive. Yes, it's called a precious metal, but right now it says spot price $27. If you can get an ounce for $30, let's say you can't afford that. $35, whatever the coin shop says. Okay. If you can get an ounce of silver for 35, or if you can't, let's say get a half ounce, right? You pay $25, which is kind of a rip off compared to getting the full ounce. But hey, you can't afford it, you can get the half ounce. Let's say you can't afford $25 to put aside for yourself. Okay, I know this sounds ridiculous, guys. Okay, imagine all the money you guys spend on Amazon, and you guys spend online and in stores, going out shopping, buying a bunch of useless crap. Even going to the dollar store, you spend more than $25, $30 nowadays. But let's just say you can't afford $25 to put aside for yourself and for your future and for your family, and a hedge against all of this inflation. Then you get a quarter ounce. Okay. And then you're paying $15. That's a huge ripoff, right? Whatever. It's a ripoff. You can get a full ounce for 30, 35. Now you're getting 1/4 an ounce for $15. Okay. The guy is charging way above premium. But hey, you can't afford 25, you afford the $15 quarter ounce for your future. Let's say you can't afford that. Okay, you can't afford $15. You can't even buy a decent meal right now for $15. You can't buy lunch for $15 now. But let's just say you can't afford $15. You get yourself a 1/10 ounce. Okay, those exist. The 1/10 ounce medallion or a little piece of silver. Let's say you can't even afford that. The 1/10 ounce, you can't afford $5. You get the gram. Okay, you get the gram. You're all the way down to the gram. Okay, and that's about $2, $2 or $3, let's say, whatever the dealer charges you. And if you can't afford a cup of coffee, then work harder. Put away some money. And one day maybe you can afford the $3, and that's how you get started. The point of this is that's how you get started, right? It's not a collect as much as you can overnight kind of deal. It's whatever you can. You do it slow. You take it easy, one step at a time. You start out with the 1/10 ounce, or you start out with the 1 gram, and you work your way up to the half ounce, 1 ounce. Then you're looking at 5-ounce coins and bars and medals, whatever. Then you're looking at bars and whatever it is. And it's just a game of just stacking and just accumulating and putting away for yourself. Never mind putting away for the companies, paying all the interest for these guys to get richer and richer and buy all their crap. Useless junk that's no good next year, or if you're lucky, it lasts no more than 2 years. You gotta throw it out and buy it again. So if you can put away $2,000 a month to credit card expenses, gas, phone bills, internet, all the garbage you buy online and when you go to the store, then I'm sure everyone can put away a couple of dollars, okay, for their future. And if you can't afford a 1/10 ounce or a gram, then message me. I'll start you off. I will personally send you, okay, a 1/10 ounce or 1 gram or whatever it is, whatever you want. Okay, something reasonable though. Okay, don't inflate the king here. But whatever it is to get started, message me and I'll send it to you. Tim Matthews, I can help you. I can help you come out of poverty. I can help you get started. I can send you for free. I'm not charging anything. A 1 gram or a 1/10 ounce or a half ounce or a 1 ounce silver coin, whatever you need to get started. Let me know, private message me or whatever it is, and I'll send it to you free of charge. Okay, courtesy of the numismatic king and the kingdom, to all my fellow numismatic subscribers out there. Okay, we share the wealth, we share the knowledge. We're not keeping it to ourselves here. So if you guys want to get started, okay, today's not too late. Every day you wait is another day gone. And soon enough, maybe if you can't afford it today, a gram of silver, $2-3 today, what if it becomes $6? Then it's harder to afford it. But if it becomes $60, I know that sounds crazy. A gram of silver for 60. But hey, look at gold. A gram of gold is $60. So is that the real price or what? I don't know. But if you can't afford it today, it's going to be harder and harder to afford it tomorrow. Because as you guys see, when the market goes down, the premiums go up. It's a direct correlation. So it doesn't matter. If you can afford it today, you can afford it tomorrow. If you can afford it yesterday, you can afford it whenever. Okay. The point is to get started. And Tim Matthews here, he says he's poor. Okay. And there's no reason for you to be poor. Not in this day and age. I just watched this guy, this video. He's 29. He just turned 30 years old. He has $1 million in his account from investing in this whole shebang for GameStop. I read the article on CNN Business Insider. But then again, there's a lot of people who lost money too. I'm not saying everybody's going to become rich investing in the stock market, but slow and steady, I know slow and steady wins the race. Okay, and the metals markets is a slow and steady kind of game. And slowly but surely, when you put away for your future self will thank you. Take it from old school guys who've been investing since the 90s. Look at the charts. How much was an ounce of silver back in the 90s? Was it $4? Right? $5? How much was a gram back then? It was a joke. Okay, so no matter what, okay, it's not your crazy amounts, but if you see, it's been five times in what is it, 1990 to 2020. In 30 years, it's gone up 5 times in value. But it's been 30 years. Keep that in mind. It didn't happen overnight. 30 years. But now with all this silver short squeeze action, online, Reddit, social media, maybe they can compress the 30 years down to 3 years. Who knows? Or 3 months, the way it's looking right now. But no matter what, if you guys go look at the charts right now, it's scary what's going on because it's flatlined. And I don't know what's going to happen on Tuesday. It's interesting. Stay tuned to see what's going to happen on Tuesday. But it's Monday and the charts are flat. And everybody that I've spoken to, dealers, coin shops, online posts, Reddit, even the mainstream media, everybody seems to be bullish on this. And it's because they don't trust the future, I think. I personally think it's because people just don't trust the future. And usually in investing, you're told to do the opposite of the herd mentality. But this time, it's such a mess that nobody goes against the grain. Everybody agrees that the future looks oblique. It looks very, very dark. And everybody and their mother seems to be bullish on metals, which is a first. I haven't seen this happen since I've been in this. And it's interesting to see what's going to happen on Tuesday. Right now, the charts are flat, which is amazing, in my opinion, because everybody is so bullish on this. And who's suppressing it? You got to wonder who's suppressing the markets right now. Reddit says they're not behind it. Okay, Reddit is admitting they're not behind it, and there's some kind of correlation. It's tied in with the hedge funds, and the hedge funds have a stake in all of this, and they also hold a lot of the short positions from 2 weeks ago when the markets rallied and they lost millions and millions of dollars due to the Wall Street Bets Reddit guys. So right now the market's being flat is a sign of the times of what's to come when the markets explode in the coming, let's say, week, 2 weeks, month, 3 months. But it's coming, guys. Okay, load the boat. That's why I say keep stacking. Buy, buy, buy. You're gonna regret it. Whoever that can't afford it, message me. I'll get them started. Free of charge. There's no strings attached here. Absolutely no strings attached. I'm not selling anything. I'm not promoting anything. I'm just sharing the wealth and the knowledge of what's about to come. Because with $0, these guys on Reddit have more than $1 million in their accounts from this whole nonsense that happened with GME, GameStop, and those guys weren't rich. This guy was working in a auto factory or something, making $35,000 a year, and some people can't even work. Okay, and they're not even allowed to work. They can't work, and or they're disabled, or they can't survive right now because of the pandemic. All kinds of things going on right now. And if these guys are sitting, these teenagers, these guys in their late 20s, early 30s, behind a computer screen, turning, this guy invested $4,000. That's his whole life savings. Who he borrowed that from, who gave it to him, or what he'd have to do to save that money, who knows. But he invested $4,500, and he was one of the lucky ones. And now in his account, in his Robinhood account, there's over $1 million. Okay, so it's possible, guys. It's not impossible. A lot of people lost their asses. Don't get me wrong. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go out and buy stocks or whatever. But when you're in the mentality of I cannot afford something, then you'll never be able to afford it, and you'll always be stuck in the rat race, always looking for a means to be stuck, basically. And I've gone through a lot of spiritual awakening, and it's really sad to see what's going on now. People don't believe in themselves anymore. When you see a bunch of teenagers making it out there with these stupid posts on Reddit, and they're moving the markets, guys. This is unprecedented. This hasn't ever happened in history, where these kids are influencing Wall Street bankers who have been in this, and they got millions and millions at stake. And these teenagers are making them shake in their boots. Okay, where were they in 2008 when the crash happened? It's funny, because tables have turned here, guys. And with the power of the internet, power of social media, there's only so much they can suppress us, okay, until this thing just explodes. The markets go off, the charts go crazy, and it reflects the real prices of precious metals. Life is a struggle, guys. Okay, for me included, for everybody here. The future looks really dark, and when I say buy, 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 I have nothing in it other than whatever I'm promoting for you guys to buy, and I'm also invested in it. So I'm preaching what basically I'm putting the money where my mouth is. I'm telling people I'm not a millionaire by no means. I'm still trying to make it out there. I'm still trying to figure the things out. I'm a young guy. I'm on the internet now, on social media. I'm on different platforms, and I'm following the markets. And everybody's stuck at home right now because everyone's locked down. It's really depressing. A lot of people can't go out, see their friends and family, and they're stuck behind computer screens, basically, and watching all this unfold. It's really interesting to me, watching all this happen. And some people behind computer screens are losing their minds, losing everything, losing their money, losing their houses, losing everything. And other people behind computer screens are making out like bandits. and they're getting rich off of this stuff, which is unbelievable to me. And it really woke me up because all of this seems to be an illusion. The whole rat race is one giant illusion. Our whole lives we were taught to go to school, get a job, work our whole lives away, and one little thing can happen. Anything, even if it's not your control, it can be beyond your control. Whether it be you get fired from a job, whether it be you had an accident at a job, or whether it's a world pandemic and nobody can have a job, even if it's beyond your control, you're basically a slave to the system. And you just have to sit there, shut up, and wait and hope and pray for a better future, better tomorrow. But it's time to take charge, guys. Take back control of your life and not let it go to waste with all these companies and organizations trying to suck the life out of you and get you to be stuck in the rat race, basically. And when there's other people out there that can do it, you can too. But then there's other people who have failed. But don't let that discourage you. Learn from their mistakes. And don't be so hot-headed seeing a post online and putting all of their money in some GameStop company, which is ridiculous, I think. But other people who did it, okay, who took that risk, on CNN Business Insider, they did an interview. This guy has over $1 million in his account, and he used to make $35,000 a year working in an auto plant. Now, what do you guys think his future would have been if he stayed stuck working in that facility making auto parts for the rest of his life? And one day, maybe his employer had enough of him and said, "You're fired." Then he wouldn't even be making $35,000 a month. How can you rely on that? How can you rely on modern day society when it's so vulnerable, basically? Anything that happens, even if you're the best employee in the world, one day it could say world pandemic, everyone's out of a job, the place is shutting down, we're going out of business, and it's over. It's everything's done. So right now is an opportunity. I see this as an opportunity. Silver spot being under $30. We're going to look back and we're going to laugh at this. How I had to beg and plead you guys to wake up to the truth. What's going on here? And to basically put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where, and it doesn't mean you have a lot of money, whatever money you have. If you have pocket change, $3 in your pocket, put it where your mouth is. $3 pocket change. I don't mean put your life savings into it. No, not by any means. But at least 10% of your net worth. I'm more 20%, 25%, being really bullish on it. But if you don't want to, or you don't have it, or you don't want to take that much of a risk, at the very least, do yourself a favor and put at least 10%. If anything, 5%. If you can't afford that 1%, do something. And if you can't even afford 1%, message me and I'll get you started with the 1%. You'll be part of the 1% club. Okay. So, whatever you guys need, let me know. I'm here to help you guys preach the truth. No bullshit involved. I don't like all these false narratives online. A lot of people are losing a lot of money, and they're losing their lives, literally losing their lives. People are committing suicide. They're killing themselves. Kids are losing their parents. They're losing their livelihoods, and it's scary times right now. And if people can avoid all that, it would be a much better world, I think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'm going to read some comments soon. I was really interested when I saw that Reddit might not be behind all the action here, and it could be directly correlated with these hedge funds, and something bigger is at play here that they're not telling us about. And it's interesting to see what happens on Tuesday, because right now, if you guys see, the charts are all flat. They're all flatlined. I haven't seen that. All these years, I haven't seen that when it's like flatly. Actually, I think back in the day, 2011, it flatlined for very little, maybe like a couple of hours, and then it just shot up like crazy, all the way, I remember, to like $50 or something. And that's when it woke me up, and I got involved in it. And that's the day when I put my money where my mouth was, basically. When I was a teenager working, I was putting away whatever the boss gave me. I was putting away maybe 10 or 20% of it in silver. And I was investing money, putting it aside for myself, rather than putting it in my bank account for the banksters, the fraudsters, to make money with my money. And when I was a teenager, I woke up to this. And it's interesting to see all these younger guys on Reddit. These guys making all kinds of money right now, and putting their money where their mouth is. And that was one of the best decisions I made. When you invest in yourself, it's a good feeling, rather than investing in the cabal or the corporation or the organization. I'd rather invest it in myself for the future, just like you're supposed to do. The Bible preaches that gold and silver are real money. And the Constitution states that nothing should be dealt monetarily for any debts collected other than gold and silver, because anything other than that is not money. So it's interesting for them to trick all of us for all these years, for us to chase after all this useless stuff, all these material possessions, using fake money, all this fiat, which they claim to be of value. But in reality, it was nothing but paper, and it wasn't even worth the paper it was printed on. So, what are your thoughts, guys? Tim Matthews, let me know what you think. Truth Teller's in here. What's happening, Truth Teller? In the comment section right now. "2021 price predictions." There's a lot of people very bullish on these metals, and they see the prices going up. Just going to pull up an article here. 2021. Here we go. Silver Outlook 2021 trends point to price positivity. So I'm just going to be reading here 2021 market trends point to price positivity report about silver. 2020 chart shows it was going very strong. Silver Outlook 2021 physical and ETP demand to remain high. The volatility that punctuated 2020 added tailwinds to the precious metal sector, pushing both gold and silver significantly higher. Investors look to gold and silver as safe havens and guards against inflation, which is what I was talking about. Guard against inflation. Physical silver investment is projected to reach a 5-year high this year, accounting for 236.8 million ounces. Wow. The US saw the greatest increase, with investment demand climbing 62%. Investment demand climbed 62. Okay, so people are waking up right now, guys. The exchange traded product ETP space is also on track to register a significant uptick. ETPs established a record this year, an increase of about 350 million ounces, said Michael DiRienzo, director of the Silver Institute. So we're comfortably surpassed 1 billion ounces. Wow. In ETPs, I think this is a reflection of investors' portfolio diversification getting into hard assets like silver. Interesting. The rise in investment purchases will help offset declines in jewelry and industrial demand, both of which were deeply impacted by COVID-19 in March and April. Although demand has recovered since that, most areas are still on track for heavy full-year losses, states an interim silver market review from the Silver Institute of Metals focus. This joint overview goes on to note that industrial fabrication demand is expected to fall 9% this year to 466 million ounces. The photovoltaic segment is forecast to dip 11% in 2020. This reflects the impact of lockdown restrictions, which supply chains heavily disrupted, end user adopting an increasingly cautious approach to inventory replenish, and factories facing labor supply problems, reads the report. So yeah, COVID-19 really played a big role in that, because these mining companies and these mints and factories were not able to produce. They were put to a halt. They didn't know what was going on. Everyone was in a panic. So they weren't able to produce as much as they were supposed to produce due to the pandemic. So COVID-19 will shrink global GDP by 4.4%. However, much of that will be reversed with rampant growth in 2021, according to the Focus Economics. So they're projecting 2021 to have rampant global economic growth is projected to rebound strongly in 2021 as major economies reopen and international trade picks up, the firm states in 2021 out. So, okay, they think 2021 everything's going to open. We're in 2021 and they still can't figure out the vaccines and stuff. So I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe by 2021 they're going to start to rebound. But the way it's looking, I don't know what's going on. This article was in December 14, 2020. Okay. Obviously, from what's happening right now, we see that it's most likely not going to rebound until 2022 at the very least, maybe 2023. But this article is saying that 2021, the economy is going to bounce back, which it's not bouncing back. However, the recovery is said to be uneven until a vaccine is widely available. Oh, okay, there we go. So he's admitting, this guy in this article, by Georgia Williams. Okay. He's admitting that it's directly related to when everyone's going to get vaccinated, which is a different topic I'm going to get into about the vaccine and how it's most likely going to be forced onto you, no matter if it's against your religion or against your personal beliefs or your liberties. And I hope and pray that's not going to happen, but that's a different topic. We'll get into that later. Let's see here. Global economic growth is projected to rebound strongly in 2021. Okay. However, the recovery is said to be uneven until a vaccine is widely unavailable, with restrictions likely to be reimposed in response to potential further waves of the virus. All other strains that we've seen from South Africa and the United Kingdom. That uncertainty will support a higher silver price, which, as Ralph Alidis of U.S. Global Investors NASDAQ GROW, the ticker symbol is GRO, explained, also positions that white metals to continue to outpace gold. White metal. That's very interesting, actually, guys. White metals. I was watching a video from a native elder who was talking about the 4 different worlds, and the white metal represents one of the worlds, and the white metal is silver. So that's interesting. This guy is saying the white metal to continue to outpace gold. I do kind of expect silver to remain more volatile than gold, principally because there's so few mines that produce silver as their primary product, and there's just a few companies that actually focus on silver, he explained to the Investing News Network. The price of silver has already outperformed the yellow metal in 2020, rising roughly 30% year to date, compared to gold 17%. Historically, silver often doubles or triples in the price action of gold. That's also interesting. So is it better to put the money into silver? Because from how it seems, it outperforms gold by doubling or tripling sometimes compared to gold, which usually doesn't do that. When you're dealing with a real bull market in precious metals, silver is typically at 3 times the price move to gold, said Alice. That's fairly common because of a reduced opportunity to actually invest in silver that just keeps it that more volatile. Narrow investment opportunities paired with retail and institutional investors' interests are expected to sustain silver ETP and physical growth into 2021. The Silver Institute does think that the future is bright for silver. Not only bars and coins on fiscal side, but also for ETP investments, said Dorenzo. Silver Outlook 2021 companies optimistic too. In a survey of resource-focused companies, 14 of which have honed their efforts on precious metals, INN found that broadly the companies anticipate that 2021 will be a better market for gold and silver, with 12 projecting marked improvements. Additionally, several participants were pleasantly surprised by the price action the sister metals experienced in 2020. The general consensus in the space is that U.S. stimulus and lasting COVID-19 efforts will play a role in the metals' performance over the next 12 months. I think with the stimulus package in the U.S. that prices are going to rise based on the U.S. dollar being devalued. That's also interesting to note. The future of the U.S. dollar, especially right now with Sleepy Joe in office, is not looking too good. The U.S. dollar is most likely going to collapse. And okay, we want some people to join here. The U.S. dollar is most likely going to collapse, and the prices are going to keep climbing here. Link to join, Dave. There it is. Let's see if that works. That's interesting. Breaking news, the news unit. Controlled blackouts now expected across as many as 14 states in the Arctic. Cold weather across much of the central USA. My lights went out about 3 days ago, and we were stuck in the cold too. So that's interesting. Okay, we got the news unit in here.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, take it away.
We got a strong storm system that's cutting across the United States. If you can let me bring up my chart here for just a second. Let me do that.
I don't know why it wasn't letting me share my screen earlier on here.
You're in the show. Let me share my screen. I want to show you something here. Application window.
How you doing, by the way, news unit?
Not bad. Let me see here. You're in the show. So you can bring up my screen at your discretion and put it full screen if you want to.
Okay, here we go.
Go ahead and do it full screen.
Yeah.
the row of stuff to the
We're
right
live.
there?
We're live.
Yeah, go ahead and take. There's shapes right underneath the video. The one to the right is what you want for the full screen. There you go. All right, so let me show you what I'm finding here in regards to what's going on in the U.S. This is very troubling. Southwest Power Pool, a company that directs a number of utilities to implement controlled interruptions of service, are taking place now across many states, 14 states, and I'm not sure what all the states are, but the states are generally in the central United States, from Oklahoma and Texas all the way up into the Dakotas, I believe, in Nebraska. 14 states in this power grid, and there's overconsumption of power taking place because of the cold weather. So now they're going to start controlled blackouts that last for an hour in some places. In some places, it was mentioned for a day. Now, I don't know what this is going to do to people that have to heat themselves in temperatures that are, from the 20s Fahrenheit to 0 Fahrenheit to minus 35 degrees Fahrenheit, which of course goes down to minus 30 Celsius that you're used to talking about. But this is a dangerous situation.
So, what do you think they're blacking people out for? Because they don't want people to go online. They don't want people to be online, right? I think we lost them. Dave, you're still there? Hello, Dave. Testing, testing. Yeah, I think we lost him there. I hope he didn't get blacked out.
Reports on this as I move around here.
Yeah, we lost him. He'll be back. Weird times happening right now. I hope they didn't shut him down. Scary what's happening. Controlled blackouts. You got to wonder for what? Why are they blacking out America? So this is just breaking news. The news unit, Dave, came in here with an emergency broadcast. I hope he comes back though, because that was interesting. I wanted to learn more about that. We're just gonna go on standby mode and see if Dave comes back because I'm interested. We're talking about silver markets, and he came in here talking about a blackout. So I'm interested to see what he says. I'm just gonna go on standby mode, message him, and see what he's talking about. Let's see if Dave joins back. He had some breaking news to share with us. You sent the link twice. Join the chat. This is the segment of the show where you guys join the chat and let me know what your thoughts are about all the topics we discussed today. We had a good podcast today. Nice live action here. Join the chat, guys. I sent the link. Dave is about to come back on here. Message him. Maybe his internet went black. I don't know. Maybe they got rid of, they cut Dave off. They cut his internet off. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, he's back. Hello.
Hey, Newbie, what's up?
Did they
We
cut?
got a major winter storm that's heading your way. Number one. Number two, it's crossed the United States quite a bit. And it's heading for the Ohio Valley now, basically, and really hitting hard in Illinois, Indiana, into Ohio, Kentucky, portions of eastern Missouri, western Tennessee a little bit. A lot of ice to the southeast of this, and even severe thunderstorms and tornadoes down in Florida. Basically, I wanted to mention that power companies, according to what I've been finding in the news, some outfit called the Southwest Power Grid has been warning of rolling blackouts now due to the overconsumption of electricity that's exceeding the generated supply. And what's interesting is they're shutting down the power plant over here. This is a coal burning plant by me, and we don't know where we're going to get our electric from anymore. So they're going to start some real problems across our nation. They're actually farming electricity now that's coming in from Mexico.
Yeah.
And they're going to start shutting power off right in the middle of this cold weather blast, where so that you don't have any power to heat your house. Can you imagine?
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that because I read articles about them trying to shut down the coal plants.
Yeah. They're going to shut the coal plant by me down. It's only about 10 miles from me.
And a lot of rural communities in the United States, along with Canada, rely on coal still today for their energy consumption. So basically, the government said the hell with the rural communities. Okay, a lot of people in Canada feel they've been left astray. And it's interesting you note that in America, the same shit's going down.
Yeah, we're going to turn into Venezuela, just like that cop said. Mike,
And
the
you
cop.
wonder, okay, if they don't want coal, then what's their alternative? Do they have a plan in place? Or
Yeah, they claim it's going to be solar energy.
They don't even have the infrastructure yet.
No, but they want to shut it down.
In the meantime, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, can you believe this?
So the hell with you guys, right?
Yeah. Things are really about to get very weird, Newbie. Can you believe this shit? It's gonna get strange, Newbie. Can you hear me? I think the same damn thing happened that happened last time. I can't get on StreamYards with you while I'm on live on my own channel. That's what it is. Let me double check. You're in the show. Can you hear me now? Yeah, you can hear me. Hold on. We got some real problems that are going to start happening.
Things are already fucking weird. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know. I know.
Weirder and weirder and weirder as the days go on.
And let me tell you another weird thing. People are losing their minds in these chat rooms too. And we're talking to them. They can't even talk straight anymore. You know that? Did you notice that?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Tim Matthews, Joe Biden can blow the shuffler. What is that?
No, I'm just saying there's a lot of weird comments. I'm not looking at yours right now, but in general, there's just a lot of weird comments going on everywhere, and they don't make any sense. And people are, I think they're just losing their brains. You know, I'm just making a general comment. I'm not making any specific comment about anybody in this comment, but I've noticed comments that come along even on my channel that they don't make any sense. You know, people come along and they tell you to shut your channel down, your channel's shit, all this kind of stuff. Go kill yourself. People are really losing their minds. What's going on, Numismatic King? They're losing their minds.
Somebody told you to go kill yourself?
Yeah, over and over again. They do that all the time.
And they don't get shut down by YouTube.
Well, they just come into, I don't know. I don't know why that's on their mind. I mean, what's, it doesn't even make any sense to me. It's just nonsense. It's utter insanity to be talking like that, you know?
Yeah, that's really mean, actually. A lot of people actually commit suicide, sadly, because of online bullying. And it's got to stop.
Well, yeah, I guess you can call it bullying. They do call it that. But I don't really, you know, it's not going to make me do anything like that. But I'm just saying that people
like
today.
you said, what's the reason? You know, what's the cause of somebody to say that to you other than bullying?
It doesn't make any sense. It's just that people can't even communicate anymore. Whatever happened to people coming in and being able to say, "Hey, how are you? How you doing, Numi?" Nobody even does that anymore.
Nobody comes in anymore. Oh, here we go. We got Salivate in here.
I am here to communicate normally.
We got a show, boys. We got a show.
Yeah.
How you doing, Salivate?
And the first thing you should do whenever you communicate is the following. You always have to have a disclaimer, and I believe in disclaimers. The following is an information bulletin here on the YouTube Video Network. Remember that the information that is presented here is necessarily that of myself and anyone else that participates. This is for educational and entertainment purposes partially, and I can confirm and I can also deny the accuracy of any of this. Where did Dave go?
Because he did such a good job, we don't need him anymore.
Oh, we need Dave. We need Dave.
He's having internet problems. He keeps coming out. Nice. Take a slurp, Salivate. How are you, buddy?
I'm fair to fiddling, sir. How are you doing?
Good, man. I missed you on Valentine's Day.
I know, man. My heart was full of joy. Just, you know, I missed you too, brother.
So I'm glad you joined, right? Because I'm talking about all the action right now in Wall Street bets.
Yeah, and now that's over. Now that's over. You know what's taking its place now? I'm going to do a video about it soon. It's Wall Street Silver.
Really?
Yeah, I kid you not. That's a serious thing. Yep. I talk about it in today's video. It's kind of a long interview with a guy named Chris Vermeulen, and he's a technical trader, and we're talking a little bit about it, but I have a video coming up on it soon. But yeah, it's where everybody's getting physical now, Numi.
Well, what did I predict, Salivate?
You're right. Yep.
And honestly, I don't want to be right, you know, but with a lot of things I've noticed, I have this curse on me where if I acted on half of my predictions personally, I would be a multi-trillionaire right now. Wow. I'm not even kidding you. You know,
well, and you know, our little disagreement, you know, I wasn't necessarily saying not to buy silver. I just want people to understand the premium. So many people I've seen it over the years. So many people have gotten burned, you know, and I just want people to understand what they're doing before they do.
This time it's different, Salivate.
Yeah.
And I stand by that because I know what you want to be safe because of what happened before. Right. But this time I truly believe in my heart, and you know I'm not a scammer.
Right. No, I never thought that. Right.
I truly believe in my heart that whoever doesn't jump on now, it's like the final chance that they're going to be left at the ferry dock, you know, and we're all going to be on the way to the film festival in Cannes, France on a yacht, loading the boat, and they're going to be stuck. And they're going to say, oh, hold on, guys, hold on, but it's too late. The boat has left, you know, and that's what I fear for the community. Right now at $27 and change, in my opinion, okay, everybody can afford it. They're going to be crying when the real price happens. Okay. And I told whoever that can't afford it, and I stick by this, you can tell everybody, I will personally send them whatever they want up to an ounce to get them started. Because I don't want anybody to be left behind here.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's just it. You know, buying an ounce is not gonna hurt anybody, or a couple ounces. You know, I think you can, and that's just it. I think this is a kind of market where the prices, I believe, are low. I think they're undervalued too. I'm bullish for silver this year, and I think there's nothing wrong with having a few ounces and getting your feet wet, so to speak. And like your offer, you know, but some people feel like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and just abandon all caution and jump in now, because by the end of the year it's going to go hyperbolic, and it may not be. You know, there's the guy I talked to today in my interview. He said that basically it could take a few years. You don't know, or it may not. You know, I don't know. We just don't. No one really knows the future, and we have to be cautious. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I think you're right. I think it's good, and a lot of people are coming aboard. New folks. I read on that forum that there's people that are, you know, getting up there in age, and this is the first time they bought silver, and it's exciting, and I'm happy. I think that's wonderful. It's we want new people to get into the precious metals, but we want them to do it in a way that's not going to, I guess, disappoint them in the future in case things don't happen as we think they will.
Let's say if somebody wanted to go crazy right now, right? They're new, and let's say they wanted to go nuts and buy 100 ounces. Okay, that's what we're afraid of, right? Because if the price goes down, they get destroyed, right?
Right.
Are they able to buy 100 ounces right now?
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is I don't know. It just depends. It depends on their situation. Right now, I couldn't buy 100 ounces right now.
Nobody can.
Right.
That's why I'm so bullish, because before, when all these people were pumping it, everything was available.
Right.
But now it's different, because what's the point of pumping it if you can't buy it?
Well, but last year we saw the same thing with the amount March and April. There was hardly any product available, and people were pumping it, and then the supply chains came back. Sooner or later, the supply chain situation is going to correct itself.
This time it's different because of COVID-19.
That's right. That's right.
That's a valid point.
And that's going to end sometime, or at least it's going to normalize sometime. And that's another thing that people have to keep in perspective. You know, you see, the thing is sooner or later, the economy is going to recover at some level, even though you and I understand what's going on with the Federal Reserve is doing. And there's a lot of things that have been happening before the coronavirus that have been showing cracks in the economic system, and there's going to be a reset and the like, and those kind of things are still with us. And in fact, it's even worse nowadays. But the general consensus is people want to get back to normal. And what does that mean? Going to the movies, going out to eat at a restaurant. All those types of things are going to boost the economy, regardless of who's in the White House or who is the Prime Minister of Canada or what have you. People want to get back to normal. It's just the psychology of where we're at. That's going to bring economic recovery, which could be bad for precious metals in the short term. But we also know what happens when the economy improves. There's the velocity of money increases. People start spending, and that's money. A lot of that money is going to come from stimulus, and this money that's been injected into the system, and liquidity is going to cause some sort of inflation. Will it be hyperinflation? I don't know, but it's going to lead to something that is going to cause another stress, another crack in the market, and that's going to be bad for the dollar, and it's going to be good for silver and gold. What does that timeline look like? We don't know. Do people have patience for it? You and I do. We've been at this for a long time. But how about these new people that are getting in
Not
on
as
it?
long as you. Me, not as long as you. Keep that in mind. I'm younger than you.
But that's okay. But you've understood these principles for quite a long time, for enough number of years that you know the deal. And you know, if silver was at $14 and $15 an ounce, you'd still be stacking, right?
No, in my opinion, okay, if you're in it, you're always buying, no matter what the spot
There
price.
you go. Yeah, exactly.
No
Yeah,
matter what the spot price is, because the spot
Right.
price is not the real price. Okay, and I'm going to tell everybody that.
right.
It doesn't matter what it says on the screen. It matters how much you can buy it for.
That's right. Yep.
And I was going to make a note on when you said everyone wants to get back to normal. Everybody wants to get back to normal, but unfortunately, with the internet and what the new normal is, that's not possible. And let me explain to you why. Before, we used to go to the movie theaters. Now we watch Netflix. We used to be able to say, okay, the new movies are not out on Netflix. All the old movies are out on Netflix. Because of COVID-19, these companies have made a deal directly with HBO and Disney Plus and Netflix and Hulu. And now new movies are getting released on these platforms where people can sit at home and watch the latest movie. When it comes to restaurants, before there was no Uber Eats, there was no DoorDash. Now they kind of made it normal for you to, if you want to get a steak, you call and it gets delivered to your door. So everyone's like, oh, why should we go out there and pay, the tip and sit there and pay for parking when we can get it delivered to our door? Before people used to go out shopping. Now everybody just sits there and orders off Amazon, right? So as much as we want to go back to the normal, Salve, with what's happening right now and into the future, they're not going to let us be normal anymore.
Well, I think you're right. We have changed, and the COVID has changed a lot of different things. But I think there's going to be enough of a percentage of the population that will want to go to a movie theater, that will want to go out to eat. Many times people, they do that kind of off the fly when they're out shopping or whatever. Then they'll go stop and go out to eat on the way home. And really, honestly, even before COVID-19 hit, DoorDash, I've heard of DoorDash, I've heard of Uber Eats. It was there. It just has been more pronounced. Look at Zoom. Zoom is a way to meet online. It was not the first platform to meet online. There was WebEx and all these other platforms. Zoom just happened to be at the right place at the right time, and people were doing it. And there are better platforms than Zoom. Than Zoom for that.
By the way, I'll just go out and say it.
Right.
I hate it.
Yeah, and so that means that we are, yes, there's technology is changing a lot of different things. It's just been accelerated with the COVID crisis. But I believe that once we get back to normal, yes, it will be a new normal. We may have accelerated some of these platforms, and working from home is another one. You may see less office towers built in cities and skyscrapers, which is unfortunate. I'm a skyscraper fanatic. I would have loved to have seen Numismatic King on the top of the Burj Dubai or Burj Khalifa. That would have been cool to have a video of him dancing up there. I could have made a nice meme of, with her belly showing and shaking it all about on the observation deck of the Burj Khalifa.
The real Numismatic Kingdom. Yeah, that was the plan, man. I was going to do the Numismatic Corporation.
Yeah.
The tallest office building in downtown Toronto.
Right.
Numismatic King. Okay, right up there for everybody to see. And you too be part of the kingdom. If only you stop supporting the cabal and the corporations and all the other bullshit. Okay, I'm going to tell everybody that you too can be part of the kingdom if you choose. Okay?
Right.
You could be a slave to the system if you want. That's totally up to you. You know what I mean? But what happens if everybody buys silver? What's the negative? The price is going to keep going up. You're going to win. I'm going to win. They're going to win. Right.
Yeah. The more people that accumulate precious metals, the better. No argument for me on that. I just don't want the backlash that some people will. People were telling me to buy silver at $27, and they said it's going to go to $50 an ounce, and it went down $2. What I mean? And then they get mad and run away. But the thing is everybody, in the end, everybody's got to do their own homework and do their own due diligence to really understand what they're buying. You and I understand that. And I think that, and part of what I do is, what I try to do is I try to give people the other side of the equation. Because I do consider myself somewhat of an ambassador of precious metals, so to speak. And in doing so, it's in our best interest to let the silver sell itself. And part of that is educating people about what silver is about and what is comprised in the price. There's different kinds of premiums on silver. I've got the Salivate metal round for sale at APMEX, and I've heard people say, oh, that's a pretty decent price for a 2-ounce silver round for what it is. And other people saying, oh, you're price gouging me. That's an insane price. But
how much is it premium for that one?
I make $1.50 on each of those. Let me look it up and see.
Oh, I mean, APMEX, how much do they charge premium?
Let me look it up here. I'm gonna actually see what it's going for right now. They are charging, let's see here, $72.62 for one if you buy just one. So if you buy 100 of them, they're $70.62 each. But see, here's the thing. So it's as low as $7.49 per ounce over spot, which is a lot. But
times two because it's 2 ounce. It's 15.
Right. Yeah, $15 over per ounce. But here's how it is. Okay, I had to pay for the die fees for these things to have them struck.
I know, buddy. You're not ripping off. APMEX is ripping off. That's one aspect of the thing. So there's that cost. There is the cost of striking them. Okay, and the production and the employees and the time it takes to actually strike these things. Then there's packaging and mailing them out to APMEX, and then APMEX has to process them, and they have their own premiums that they tie to them. Oh, they're in the penny business, right? If you really think about it, they're not making $70 minus.
No, exactly, that's right. They're making
minus what they pay their employees. They're in the penny business.
Right, exactly. At least for these are not.
It's funny. The reason why I mentioned this Salivate, whoever is a naysayer and says you're ripping people off or APMEX is ripping people or premiums are too high, it doesn't make any sense what they're saying. Okay, like what? APMEX is making out like a bandit to $15 premium when they got to pay their employee, pay the strike, pay this, pay that, pay shipping, and they're left with $5. And it's a multi-million-dollar organization here. They're not allowed to make $5 off a transaction.
Right, exactly. And when something more high volume like the Eagle, it's a different scenario. But at the same time, there's also things where APMEX gets the Eagles from the U.S. Mint because they're one of the APs, or authorized purchasers. So there is really no middleman for APMEX, and
that's why those coins are $8 or $12 and not $15 over spot.
Right.
They're not minting them. Somebody else is minting them.
That's right. And so they're getting charged more. The mint is increasing their cost to ship it out to APMEX. But the bottom line is there's several different levels of premiums, and then you have the factors of supply and demand, and then you've got COVID, and you've got mining and all this, and fuel costs. There's so many different factors that play into it, and most of that is not recoverable. But I say most because these days you can take a Silver Eagle that you bought 3 years ago, and you can get $3-4 over spot for it, because people want Eagles. So they're going to, or maybe Maples in your case, people want them. So if your local coin shop will pay you $3-4 over spot for a silver Maple, where 3 years ago they would give you maybe spot for it, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit under for it, depending on the LCS. What goes around comes around in that regard. It's a good time to sell silver too.
That means they're not ripping off either.
That's right.
Right. That means that the whole deal is an honest bid. That's why I laugh when they say, "Oh, silver scammer, silver." How can you scam at $30 an ounce? What's left for you to scam? After you pay off everybody and the mint and whatever, the producer and the guy who owns the rights to the artwork or whatever is on there, You know, is it a scam, or are you giving people precious metals? Honestly, for how much they're paying, you're giving them for what it's worth.
Well, that's right, and things like the Salivate round, or any collector piece, it's really it's not a stacker piece anyway. You know, regardless, it's not for stacking. It's a memento of the channel or what have you. Or if you buy a high premium collector coin, you're paying for the mintage, the collectability of it. You know, you've shown me some really neat coins in your collection, and it's fun. And you're always protected by the intrinsic value of the metal contained therein. Yeah. And that is the key. And that's where precious metals, what makes them so unique and awesome in that regard is you are protected by the intrinsic value. Unlike some things like Pokemon cards, which actually that's a bad example because they're starting to become popular again.
Yeah, I made a video about that too. I'm also into that, by the way.
Yeah. But there was a time where those things were like, oh man, you couldn't give those away. You know, and now they're starting to make a comeback. But what is the intrinsic value of a Pokemon card? It's the cardboard. It's printed.
No, it's paper. It's paper.
It's paper, right? And if you take that Pokemon card and you have me value those things, I've known nothing about Pokemon, and you showed me a really expensive one compared to a one that's not worth a whole lot of money. Yeah. I couldn't tell you the difference. To me, there's no value because I'm not collecting them. I'm not a collector. For you, they have value.
You're not numismatic. You're Salivate metal.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Well, but I do love numismatic coins.
Yeah, I liked how you mentioned it. That's what brought tears to my eyes in your closing. Numismatic king is numismatic, you know, and that's right. And,
yeah.
And I wish like you explained why, you know, why is he numismatic?
Right.
Because I don't trust the silver spot price.
Right.
I have two hedges. I have the intrinsic value of whatever the coin is, and I also have the collectability value.
That's right. Yep.
So that's even more of a, you know what I mean? It's more of a than to just rely on the metal.
Sure. And as things become more collectible, the market narrows for them. You have to know. It's just like, you know, like you said, you know, Pokemon cards. I'm not in the market for a Pokemon card. I don't know anything about that market, but there are people who do trade it and know it. And you know the platforms where that stuff is traded. Same thing with collector coins. And your average silver stacker doesn't have any idea what a King Arthur high relief round is. Or a wedge-tailed eagle, or that 1 kilogram Royal Canadian Mint piece that you had that was really cool. You know, all those things. It's a unique market. It's a niche within the precious metals, but it's really more coin collecting than anything else. Anything else, it just happens to be made of precious metals. But there's plenty of copper pieces that are worth way more than some gold pieces out there.
Right, because the precious metal is already rare, and then that being in that form makes it even more rare.
Right.
It's more sought after.
That's right.
I thought maybe there's not a big market for this or whatever when I was first starting out. The Royal Canadian Mint also produces the 1 kilogram gold version of these coins. And
That's
those
right.
are limited mintage of 10.
Yep.
Okay. And they used to be worth $69,000. I did videos on them back in the day. Now they're $100 and something thousand, and they're still selling out in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's what woke me up. Okay. I think I'm cool with the $2,000 silver version. There's guys out there who are buying the 1 kilogram gold version and gladly paying the premiums. You wonder why. You know what? This guy can easily go buy a kilogram gold bar.
Right.
For half the price.
Yep.
Why? You know, because he doesn't trust the gold price. He does 50-50, half in the gold price, half in the collectible price.
That's right. Yep, that's true. And there's some people like me who just collect coins because you just like them. You know, I mean, if I had the money, you know what I'd like to get, Numi?
Which one?
And I did a video about this. I would love to get the 10-ounce Royal Canadian Mints Maple Leaf for 2020. That's a beautiful coin. It's a Canadian Maple Leaf. What's that?
10-ounce gold?
10-ounce gold, yep.
It's 5 nines pure, right?
I think so, and it's only limited mintage of 8 of those.
Wow, but it's sold out though, obviously.
I'm sure it's sold out by now.
Eight.
Boy, I would love to have one of those coins. It's just really cool looking. I did a video on it if you get a chance to check it out. But I just think as a collector, I think that stuff is cool. You know, I would love to have a big gold piece like that. You know, and the Royal Canadian Maple Leaf is just an iconic coin. It just is. And I've done a video on the 1 ounce gold version, but to have a 10 ounce version would just be spectacular. But anyways, I digress.
But have you noticed how before no one cared about the Maple Leaf? I remember this when I first started stacking. Maple Leafs were the cheapest ones. No one was buying them. Now
Right.
people are starting to realize how good they are. They're
Mhm.
4/9 pure. I have a 1 ounce gold from Royal Canadian Mint. It's an RCMP 1 ounce gold. It's 5/9 pure. Okay, it blows my mind every time.
Yeah. I've got one of those too. Well, I've got the Forever Maple Leaf 2007 5/9 pure gold maple, which was minted at the same time they did the $1 million coin. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, this is the 1 ounce version. I got one of those. Beautiful coin, 5/9 pure. Absolutely amazing. Well, Numi, I just wanted to drop in. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't interrupt Dave. I hope he's will come back in. But
Right now, he said he's having connection issues.
okay, well, tell him
Apparently,
hello, and we love Dave, and the news unit may live on, and yeah, all right,
I really wanted him to be here for this because you wanted to talk to him.
yeah. No, I wanted to talk to you too, but yeah. But anyways,
I wanted to show you this before you go.
all right. Oh, you got a foldable one of those. Nice. You get the fold one. Yeah, the fold that. I've seen those. That's pretty cool.
Look how crazy that is. So,
That is crazy. Wow.
And the color I went with the purple.
Yeah, that's cool.
My shirt. Like
That-
technology, man. This is
Yeah.
scary. This shows you to go back in time and not forward because something scary is coming, Salivate. Okay. Artificial intelligence and automation is going to happen very soon.
Yeah, it sure
Very,
will.
very soon. Okay. And when people buy precious metals, it goes against the system.
It sure does.
Investing in themselves rather than in these companies.
Exactly right. Exactly right. I think Alan Gold is a part of the artificial intelligence cabal.
Alan Gold is the enemy. I still stand by that.
He is the enemy of the people. He's the enemy of the state. He's the enemy of everything and everyone.
Yeah.
No, he's not the enemy of the state. He's part of the deep state. I think that he's a sycophant for George Soros. You know, I really do. You can quote me on that. Keep this video up so that he sees it and he can be
100%.
You know,
Stupid
called out. I'm calling him right out here on the Numismatic King channel that Alan Gold is a sycophant. He's a sick, number one. He's a phantasm of the George Soros network, of the cabal, of the maelstrom of madness he is. Yes.
And where did he come from?
And where did he go? Where did he come from? One asked Cotton Eye Joe.
Where did he go? Where did he come from? And where did he go? No one knows.
No one knows. Or Alan Gold. Probably North Korea is my guess.
Yeah, North Korea with Kim Jong-il.
Yep.
But, yeah.
All right. Well, you have a good one, Numi. Take it squeezy and don't be sleazy. Okay.
I like that for sure.
Keep your feet in the stars and keep reaching for the ground, and we'll talk to you soon. All right.
Okay, 100%. Thanks for dropping in, eh?
All right, 98%. See ya. All right.
I always like Salivate Metal dropping in. He's awesome. And he's got a wicked intro. I love his intro. Apparently he recorded this himself. I love it. He's the best. I don't know what happened to Dave. What the heck is going on with David? I'm going to message him again. It won't stay connected, he says. I hope All in Gold sees this video. This was a good live today. I'm glad I did this. Try to get Dave in here. Maybe All in Gold, the enemy, might drop in. I'm calling David. Hello? Hey, Dave, what's up? Seriously. That sucks. I had Salivate Metal here. He wanted to talk to you.
Well, jump into my page when you get a chance. I'm looking at all this weather. You guys been shitty. When you're down there, come on over.
All right. I'm going to jump into the news unit and get it.
Yeah, you can always go live again later. We'll do it on your site.
It was a good stream today. I'm glad I did it.
That's cool. Yeah, come on over.
All right. Sure.
Come on.
Okay, so if you guys like this video, please comment, rate, and subscribe. Jump over to the news unit channel on YouTube to join his chat. I'm going to go over there and see what's going on with these weather patterns. Again, if you guys like this video, please comment, rate, and subscribe. As always, Numismatic King signing out.